All right, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, I need to do a quick sound check. If anyone is joining with me and you are hearing me well, give me a thumbs up. Or if you hear a little feedback, let me know with a thumbs down in the chat. And I'm speaking directly to my folks in my Stream Like a Boss community, but I also want to welcome each and every one of you from whatever platform you may be watching. I'm actually going live tonight using a different video platform than what I've been using. I typically use one called Restream. Tonight we're going live with StreamYard. So I've got to get a little refamiliarized with the dashboard and make sure everything is in play. If you are having any trouble hearing me at all, if you have any comments in regards to feedback, let me know because I ran some tests, but I want to make sure that you can hear me well. Awesome. All right. So my name's Tanya Smith. This is our weekly live stream show called Stream Like a Boss. What I'm in the process of doing right now is preparing to talk with you about a really, really important topic. If you are a business owner, if you're someone who is marketing yourself, your programs, your products, your services online, thank you so much for the thumbs up. If you're doing that, and you're in the process right now of really kind of getting yourself ready for 2022, then I'm here to help you be informed on the right types of video apps. What I want to do is I'm going to do a series of the top 10, my top 10 favorite video apps for your service business. So that's what we're going to be focusing on over the next couple of live streams that we do each week. So I have a couple of other announcements that I'm going to share with you as well. But before I do that, I'm going to share a really quick intro video and then I will be back. Let me say hello to the folks in my community right now. If you have not given permission to StreamYard, I can't see your lovely face and your name. So make sure you look for the comment that is inside of our community because it's only happening in our group where I can't see your name or face unless you've given StreamYard permission, since we're using that for tonight. Awesome. I'll be right back. I'm going to share this really quick intro video and give people a chance to go and get a little drink of water, your favorite tea or coffee. And then let's come back and let's dive into some demos of tonight. We're going to share my top 4 videos to help you to transform. These are videos that can transform into other types of formats for your business. So we're going to talk about that. All right. I'll see you in just a second. All right, everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. I'm Tanya Smith, and I am so thrilled each and every week that I get a chance to come and spend time with you. Wherever you are, if you're in the Stream Like a Boss community on Facebook, and I'm going to pop up my little Stream Like a Boss on Facebook scroll. This is our little scroll, our ticker, if you will. The folks that are in that community, you are my OGs. And if you are a newbie and this is the first time that you've ever seen a video that I've done, I want you to type in hashtag newbie. You can already see, I see in the comments that a few folks, yes, it did work, Michelle. Michelle is one of my OGs. So if you are an OG, if you've been around and you've seen some of my videos, and I've been doing this for a minute, so if you've seen some of those, type in hashtag OG. I see several OGs. I just need to get you to go ahead and give permission. Yes, if you're inside the group, there should be a link to just go to streamyard.com/Facebook and give permission so I can see you and recognize you personally. Dr. Deneen Nicole, it is wonderful to see your beautiful face right there, lady. It's good to see you here. Awesome. I see another OG in the house, Tanya Brewer Jackson. Wonderful, ma'am. You know, I always love that dress. That picture is just fierce. So please just show that all the time. Katrina Metcalf, it's wonderful to see you. Awesome. Thank you so much for showing up, y'all, and for being a part of this stream. One of the things that I want to do is to share with you a little bit about what I do, because some of you are new to the video. you're new to our weekly live stream. So this is called Stream Like a Boss. And what I do here is basically I teach, I coach, I train. So I share with service providers tips to empower and equip you on how to leverage more on-camera content, that's video content, so that you can serve more people, so that you can stand out online, and so that you can sell more of your services. That's what we're here to do. So tonight in particular, I want to focus on a topic that I absolutely love talking about because I am really a geek at heart. I am. I'll admit it. I can say that. And I love talking about tips and tools, specifically digital apps that are going to help you to really streamline your business. So, one of the things that I was doing, yes, you did do something right, Dr. Deneen, because I can see you. One of the things that I was doing is kind of doing a quick inventory, if you will. Because how many of you, as service providers, have struggled with this issue? And I know that some of you can relate to this, where you have purchased a ton of different apps, digital or otherwise. Maybe you've purchased a bunch of books. Maybe you've purchased a bunch of videos or workshops or courses, and they're collecting dust. Or you're paying a subscription for something. It wasn't a one time, but you're paying a subscription for something that you never use. So, the reason why I decided to do this series, where we're going to talk a little bit about a couple of different types of video apps, is because I really want to take a deeper dive into video apps and talk you through some of my favorites. When I was doing my inventory, I realized that I had a lot of video apps that make the wheels turn in my business. I don't use them all the time, but I definitely use them strategically. And so I'm going to share with you tonight 4 specific video apps that I use. And here's what we're going to do. So part 1 tonight is focused on video transformation. So if you're trying to beautify your videos, if you want to convert your longer form videos, like a 30-minute video, into short 30-second clips, if you want to do any of that type of stuff, that's what we're talking about this evening. And I have 4 specific transformation tools that we're going to talk about. Next time, we're going to talk about video engagement tools. And I have a few favorites in there. One of them, I have to give a quick shout out to Chad Morgan for Quick Page. I'm not going to give too much away because I'll talk about it next week after I get a chance to play with some of the new updates that just took place overnight. So trust me, I stay in the loop, I stay in the know on these things. But I will share engagement video apps for you on next week. And then the week after, what we're going to talk about is all-in-one tools. So these are tools where you can actually use video for, or you can use hosting for your videos. You might use transcription from your videos. There's all kinds of things that you can do with the third set of apps that we're going to cover. But all in all, it should be about 10. I may end up going over. I just can't help it because I do have more than 10, but I'm going to focus on these 10. And what I'm going to do, and this is what you will know, if anybody put in here hashtag OG, which I know a number of you did. And yes, Miss Jeanette, I can see you, lady. It's so wonderful to see you. And Natalie, you as well. I am looking forward to sharing some help with you too, ma'am. One of the things that I absolutely love to do is to be honest with you. Because here's what, I don't know if you run into this. Now, if you've run into this issue, let's be real, and I want you to put a fire emoji if this resonates with you. How many times have you gone to look up reviews of someone's app or something you're thinking about purchasing, and all you could find was those paid and bought reviews? They were reviews that were not honest, they were not genuine, they were not giving you the real deal. They just were there to sell you on the app. So, what I'm here to do, because I got frustrated myself when I would go out and look for honest reviews to know exactly what's going on with the different things that I'm thinking about purchasing before I buy. What I want to do is to be honest and really genuine with you and tell you the real deal. So, for each of the 4 apps that I'm about to cover, and I can tell you in advance what they are. One is Pictostory. One is going to be Repurpose. One is called Content Fries. I know it's a funny name. And then one is called Killer Player. So we're going to go through all four of those, and I'm going to give you my real and honest review. I'm going to tell you my likes and my dislikes about each of them, and I will show you each of them. So this particular program this evening may run a little bit longer than our typical 20 to 30 minutes, but it's because I want to make sure to give you everything on these four apps. I'm going to walk you through the likes and dislikes, what it's used for. Even we'll look at pricing, although pricing may change. I try not to get too stuck in that on those pages, but we'll look at it so that you can get an idea of what the investment might be. And I'll also share my personal affiliate links for each of these apps as well, in case it might be helpful to you. Now, my disclaimer is this: I will not ever do a review or share with you or recommend to you an app or a tool that I haven't personally experienced myself and felt good about. So just know that. All right. So let's get ready to dive in. And I'm welcoming a number of people in. Let's do this. I'm about to pop up my screen share. And you notice I have a little bit of a different background and all of these things that are going on that are different than my norm. If you look at my other videos, and my face is really big. It's really like it's taking up the whole screen as I look at this dashboard. It's because I'm using StreamYard tonight. For those of you who missed that, I said that at the very beginning. Usually I use Restream. Tonight I'm using StreamYard, and I'm playing a little bit around with some of the features like the green screen feature. So my typical background that I use is not going to be used tonight, but hey, we're still going to have fun with this, aren't we? Okay, so let's go ahead and do a screen share so I can show you. We're going to get started with Pictostory. That's the first one. And I'm going to share my screen and we will pull this thing up and let's get started and we're going to talk about it. And again, the focus of this evening is to talk through transformation apps. So these are video apps that can help you to transform your video into other forms. Okay, whether design wise, there's lots of things you can do. When I say transformation, you'll see what I'm talking about. Okay, so Pictostory. Let's talk a little bit about this one first. I'm going to blow up the page and make myself a little smaller. So Pictostory, and let me go ahead and share with you what this is so that you know. Pictostory is right here, Pikto story. And I'll pull my banner back up a little bit later, but let's walk through this. So the primary focus of this particular app is to turn one video into multiple content pieces. I love to use the wording that the vendors or that the creators of these different tools actually use on their own web pages so that you get a real feel for what it's intended to do. So the intention of this app is to take a single video and to turn it into multiple content pieces. As a matter of fact, let me say this to you. The first three apps that we're going to share tonight are capable of doing that. So I will say right now, here's my disclaimer. As you listen to me and you watch some of the different things, if you've got questions, throw those into the chat because I'm watching for your questions and I'll try to answer those. If not immediately, I'll scroll back through towards the end to make sure I cover your questions. But the one thing I want to share with you as you're thinking about your budget and you're preparing for all these sales that are about to show up in your inbox is you need to think in terms of, do I already have something that does that? If I have a resource already that can do that, why am I investing in something else that's doing the same thing? Unless there are other features that you need or want for your business. So the first three apps we're going to talk about tonight, the primary purpose really is to repurpose your video content. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. But let's kind of dive in. I'm going to show you the sales page and then we'll go into the backdrop of what this looks like, okay? All right. So as we are looking at their sales page and they talk about being able to turn a video into multiple content pieces, one thing that you're able to see right off the bat is that you can import your videos from different spaces. So it could be Zoom, it can be Google Drive, you can upload from your computer, but as you're pulling the different videos in, it could be from whatever source you have, and if you're doing Zoom regularly, for instance, that's a really great option. Okay, and most of the tools that I'm going to talk about, these top three, they really will let you pull in from whatever source you choose, just like this one will. Okay. Notice that they do have an anniversary deal. I don't know what that's about, but they also have a free version of this app. And I think almost all of the ones I'm going to share with you have some type of free version or at least a trial. So keep that in mind because that way you're able to test these out to see if they might be working well for you. And then if they don't, you let them go. You don't keep paying the subscription for the stuff you're not going to use. Let me just share that PSA. It's a reminder. I can say that because I've done it. Okay, so literally, you can create bite sized clips from your videos in just minutes. And when they say minutes, it really does take minutes. Some of these can be seconds, but this one in particular, to me, it seems that it does have a little bit of a longer um, transcription and production time. So let me show you the back end of this app right now. I'm going to pull it up on my screen and then share this screen with you. So let me go into my own dashboard so that you can see what this looks like and get a feel for it. Okay. So hopefully, yeah, you can see that. Okay, awesome. So what I've done here is I'm showing you the back end of Pictostory. Now, how I actually came to get access to this is I found it through a lifetime deal. So I only had to pay once and I'm done, right? I don't know, and we can check to see what their actual subscription plans are. Let's actually, I can't upgrade because I'm lifetime, but I'll show you in a few minutes on their homepage if we can find the pricing. Let's look at that. But let me show you what it does. So notice up here, you can actually record with your webcam. And I want to give another really quick PSA about this. When you are looking into apps such as this, where they give you the all-in-one, you can import your videos or you can record right here in our space. I hardly ever recommend that you record right there in their space. Okay. Because typically what you want to make sure of is that you're going to have a really nice clean recording that gets uploaded versus having something choppy. And I've found that with apps like this, if you try to record from their specific webcam that they have integrated or built in, it's not always great quality. So I'm just going to throw that disclaimer out there and say I never use that. You can try it and see if it works for you, but that's not something that I would recommend. Okay. So what I would recommend instead, however, is to upload the video from your computer, or maybe you can import it from your drive if you connect it to your Google Drive, which a lot of apps are these days, or you can import it from your Zoom. So this is your actual video. And let's just imagine that you have a live stream that you do every week, just like I do. And so typically I'm going to have a 30 to 40-minute live stream video product at the end of each night or Thursday night. Which, by the way, I need to make an announcement about towards the end. So somebody in my Extreme Like a Boss community, if you can help me remember, I need to make sure I say something about that. Yes, and you do gotta love. There's my friend, my sister, Camille Talicia. You do have to love a lifetime deal, girl, for real. So here's the thing. When you are importing these pieces of content, let's say you imported that 30-minute video, what these apps are able to do is they can be broken down into 30 seconds, 60 seconds, you know, 5 minutes, whatever it is you want to break it down into, so that you can then use that repurposed video content in other spaces. I'm going to give you a couple of examples in just a minute. Not only can you do that with this app, but you also have the option of being able to take a video, a complete video. I would usually say a shorter one, because notice there's a time limit up here. Per month, you get a certain number of minutes depending on the plan you purchased. But one of the things that I do is with really super short videos that are already short is I will use, in fact, I'll find one for you right now. Here's one. I will take that super short video, this one right here, I think, yeah, 3 minutes long, and I will use a template to create a square version or a vertical version that I can now use in stories or in Instagram TV. So originally this was created in horizontal format, and maybe this was a YouTube quick video, or maybe it was on Facebook. But now what I can do is I can tell this app, hey, I want you to convert this into a different type or size of video. So watch this. I'm just going to show you real quick. So here's what we can do. We can actually convert it into vertical. We can change the font. So I usually like to use Poppins for just about everything. You can actually change the size. So let's just break this down to about 20 and move that there. You can move this around. You can say, hey, I want to add a logo to it. You can change or add a little highlighter color. Of course, we all know if you've been with me for a while, you know what my color is. It's my raspberry pink. So that's what I'm going to use right there. Right. And then it's going to have my captions down here, which I can also reposition, and I can also increase the font size of those. And then there is a space, I'm trying to find it, but there's a place where I should be able to add my logo. There we go. So watermark right here. So let's say I already have uploaded my watermark. My Get Noticed with Video mark is right there. And I'm just going to drag that and put that down here at the bottom. So now literally what has happened is I've pulled in this little 3-minute video. So this one again is already short. So we're not worrying about shortening it. But what the app has done is it has transcribed the words that I was saying in the video. And I can scan through and make adjustments and edits if I need to do that. But then I can produce this video now in a whole different format. So now, what it's doing, and I can kind of test it and make sure that the size looks good. But now it's giving me another option for me to display this video. Now, I want to take you with me to another place. What if you didn't want to just do that? What if you wanted to say, take your 30-minute or 40-minute live stream and convert that down into a 30-second clip that you're going to use on TikTok or something that you're going to use on your stories, your Instagram stories? The value in being able to do that is you can now use that, leverage that to point people back to the longer form content, which may be in your blog, or it could be somewhere else, wherever it is that you're going to have your call to action. So I'm giving you this idea, and this is something that we have actually talked about at great length in my Stream Bosses Academy group just last night. I shared with them my brand new, out of my head mathematical formula called the 4x3. I'm not going to get into that here because that's our academy stuff. But in the process of talking them through that, I also wanted to follow up by sharing these tools. So for those of you who are in Stream Bosses Academy, I want you to pay attention to the tools I'm sharing tonight, because these are going to be very valuable for what you're doing, given what we trained on the last 2 months. So this is giving you the capability of being able to do a couple of different things. I'll show you a few more features that are in Pictostory, and then I will try to scan through and see if there's any questions on this. So the other thing, besides a transcript, besides the fact that it gives you the ability to chop things down into a different format and size, right? So 9x16, 4x5, square. You can keep it horizontal and just add your captions, whatever it is you want to do in terms of sizing, you can do that, right? So that is pretty awesome. I like that option. I'm just dragging that. So look how that makes it a little bit more pretty. Right? And then again, you use that clip in other spaces. So templates are also available. So that's the feature I wanted to show you is, what if you're not that creative and you're not sure that you just want this black background? You want to use something else or another format, and you want to use other fonts, but you're not sure what. Well, what I do like about Pictostory is that they are constantly making updates. And recently they did add, that face is the wrong face to freeze on. But anyway, recently they added some new templates. So these are already ready to go. So look, I can literally just click, and now it changes the template for me, and I can still adjust the size, right? As long as it's something that works for me and for my business, I can still go in here and adjust the colors if I need to and change that color to something else that's more appropriate or fitting. So all of that is there. And there's another thing that they've added that is fairly new too. And I have not played with this, but they've added the ability for you to add an intro and an outro video. So I just want to help you to think through the power of that, right? Of quickly producing or reproducing something that you've already created and now it's in smaller bites. All right. So we're not going to play too much more with this one, but this is called Pictostory. Okay. So I've given you kind of the ins and outs of this. I will share with you the one thing that I'm not so sure that I love. And this is only, I can clearly say this because I have been doing this for so long and I have so many different apps that do it because I'm getting ready to walk you through a couple of other ones real quick. But I think that it does take a little bit more time than I would like to produce. And at the beginning, when they first came out of the gate, it seemed like I kept running into issues with the production, meaning that it would stop. It would act like it's getting ready to be produced and then it will buffer a little bit. So I only say that to say that's something that you'll want to watch for and you want to pay attention to if you're doing a trial, right? But I think it has gotten a lot better. And since I have played with it over the last several weeks, it's been fine. Like I haven't had the same issues as I had when I first started using Pictostory. So I would recommend you looking into it. Let's take a quick look at pricing. Let me pull this back up so we can see pricing and see what is going on there. So I'm going to switch back over to their page. Let's scroll up, and I apologize for the scroll, but there we go. So there's a pricing tab right here. I'm going to go ahead and pop my banner back up so that you have that. There's a pricing tab, and it shows only in November. So that's this month at the time of this recording, 50% off of the regular annual price plan. I told y'all this is the time of year where everybody's going to be doing discounts and sales. So budget wisely. But they do have pricing. The pricing model is down here. Here's the free version, which gives you apparently 30 minutes of video every month. 30 minutes is not a lot, but if you're only doing super short videos anyway, that could be sufficient for you. You will have the Pictostory watermark for the free version. But if you go to the next level, the light version is $42 a year, which is not breaking anybody's bank, I don't think, if you're in business for yourself right now. So this could be a valuable option for you is to look at the light version. The difference between light, it looks like, and the pro version, which is what I have, is that actually, no, I have the light version now. Huh. I don't need the pro version, and I'll show you why shortly with the other apps I have. But the pro version has 900 minutes total. So just think about that. How many videos is that you're doing each and every month? Most people won't need that unless you have a team of folks and you're constantly creating video content. So I would think that the light was probably going to be sufficient for most of us as service providers that are doing some sort of video every month, but not like major video. We're not doing it every single day. We don't have 900 minutes. Okay. But if you do, then you think about that level. All right. So that is it for Pictostory. Like I said, the big thing that I like about it is the simplicity. I think it's very simple and user friendly. As you saw the back end of this, and let me show you that again. The back end, there's not a whole heck of a lot of options. So it's easy for you to pick what you need and go to it. So I like the way that they've set up the layout of the dashboard. It is pretty quick and easy at this time. It didn't start out that way, but it has gotten to that point. So it is much more reliable right now than when I first bought it. And I'm pretty happy with my purchase. The other thing, the last thing I'll mention with them is customer service, because that does matter. Their customer service is very friendly and they are pretty quick. They're quick to answer and respond, even if they're not quite quick enough to get the solution to you, because they have some technical things that they've got to get to, like they have to send things to a developer. So don't be thinking it's going to be in 5 minutes, you'll know your answer. But they are responsive and they will tell you, hey, I'm going to get back to you with an answer. And they do what they say. So that's important. Okay, the next one we're going to do, let's focus on a new one. So let me switch over. I'm going to switch my screen real quick here. That was Pictostory. I'm going to check and see if we have questions on this. And so, Dr. Deneen, does it work for LinkedIn as well? Here's the thing. It works for whatever video you're using, because if you're doing videos on LinkedIn, here's what I recommend to all my folks. Everyone in my community knows this. Make sure you always download your videos from those social platforms. You need to download your video content to your space, put it in your real estate. So it's not going to automatically import from LinkedIn directly. No, it will automatically import from Zoom if you tell it to do that. And the ones that I showed you on screen. But LinkedIn, what you're going to want to do is to download your own LinkedIn video and then import it from your browser, from your computer. Okay. So great question. Thank you. Let's go to the next one, and we're going to talk about repurpose next. And this is one of my favorites, and it's been around for a while. Let me tell you why it's one of my favorites. Part of the reason why this one is one of my favorites is because repurpose was created by a good friend, someone who I've followed and been connected to for a very long time, Hanny Mura. And Hanny has created a number of different apps that make life easier for businesses. So you definitely will want to check out his site. But here's a link. This is my affiliate link, my personal recommendation link, tanya.click/repurposeio, because the website is repurpose.io, not .com. Okay. So Repurpose IO. Let's talk about this. And I want to show you this one next. So I'm going to share my screen. All right. So this is the page that you're going to hit when you first go to the Repurpose site. And one of the reasons why I do like Hanny's product so much is because, first of all, he does listen to people. He listens to his customers. He pays attention in his community, in his Facebook group, to questions and to features that people are looking for. And he's constantly trying to improve and get better. So Repurpose does something very similar, but not exactly the same as Pictostory. It does do what the Pictostory app can do, but it does a whole lot more than that. So I'm going to try to keep this really abbreviated because I still have two more to get to. What this is for video creators, for live streamers, for podcasters as well. So if you are someone who is using audio, you really want to pay attention to this because there are lots and lots of options for you to convert and repurpose your video content into other formats with this one tool. Let me walk you through. I'm going to give you highlights, but I encourage you to play around and to take a trial with any of the ones I'm talking about because I trust all of these, but any of these and see which one might be better for you. You will not need all of them, but you will want to pick the one that you think is going to best suit your needs as a business owner. So what you'll see is that he's saying this is going to make a bigger impact and reach more people without the extra work. He just recently announced something wonderful for those of you who are doing TikTok videos or you're planning on doing TikTok videos. TikTok is going to be one of the features. He just got approved to add that platform to this. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in a second and why that matters, right? So you can literally take your content that you repurpose using Repurpose IO, and you can use Repurpose to automatically schedule tweets, to automatically produce a podcast. Y'all, when I say that this one is like it's like a magical tool. Let me pull it up. Let me make sure I sign in. Let me take this down for a minute so I can sign in as myself and not have anybody trying to watch what I'm typing. So hold on. Let me make sure I get signed in. It will sign you out. That's the reason why I'm not already signed in. It'll sign you out for security reasons. Okay, here we go. So let's pop it up. So here's Repurpose IO, and this particular app, what you do, it starts with you having workflows. But honestly, when you first come in here, you're not going to have workflows at all. This is going to be blank. And the first thing, honestly, from a logical perspective, I would say to do is to go to connections, because here's where the magic happens. You decide what kind of source or destination do I want connected here? Do I want to connect Facebook, Google Drive, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Zoom? All of these are sources and destinations that I've connected to because I know that I am actively engaged in all of these spaces. So you may decide, okay, I want to add a new destination or I want to add a new source. Now, let me tell you the difference. The source is what are you pulling the video or the audio content from? Let me move myself out of the way so that you can actually see this a little bit better. So this is where it's coming from. Is it coming from Facebook, from your Google Drive, from Zoom, from YouTube? Where's it coming from? These are my sources. The destination is where you want the content once is repurposed to go. What's the destination? So I can choose from, I can have a Facebook video go to another Facebook space. I can have it go to a Google Drive. I can have it go to Instagram as a post. What? I can have it go to LinkedIn as a post or Twitter as a post or send it to YouTube or even send it to a podcasting platform, which I'm going to show you because when you add new connections, you have all of these potential connections right here for you. So any one of these spaces can be added. Look, Dropbox, Libsyn, this is a popular podcasting platform right here, Captivate.fm. So any of these spaces you can use as a connection. SoundCloud. In fact, that's what I used to do is when I first started using Repurpose way back when he first started out, before he had a lot of really nice stuff like he has now, what I would do is I would take my video and I would repurpose it into SoundCloud as a podcast. So it would convert the video image and turn it into, or just pull the audio from it and create these audio clips for my podcast. And it would have the intro and the outro tied to it. So I just sit back and wait for it to automate. Hey, I just rhymed. Anyway, okay, so here's what we do. I can be a little silly, I know. Here's what we can do, and I'm checking in a second to see. I know it is a wow. Like all this stuff is so cool. Okay, so here's what I'll share about this that I love. Let me give you a couple more features and then I'll talk about what I love and I'll talk a little bit about what I don't love. Because I told you I have to give you, I'm keeping it real. I'm gonna give you the honest stuff. So templates. The templates are new. Okay, so this is one of the things that I kind of have a love-hate relationship with. You can create, because this is a beta version, and so I get that. I have to be forgiving because it is beta, meaning that it's still in test mode, right? And yes, thank you, Jeanette, for putting that up. Let me make sure I pop it up for you too. This is what we're looking at right here, okay? The thing that I like about the template option is that I want to be able to create beautiful templates that are branded with my colors. I want them to have my designs. I want them to have me written all over them if I'm creating templates. So similar to what you saw in Pictostory, they created templates for you and you were kind of limited in what you could do. Here, you have a little bit more leeway in that you can create templates using their tool. Now, I'm not going to get into how to create the template and all of that, but I will tell you, you can do both vertical and square, right? And then you connect that to your workflow. So let me show you workflows. When you go to workflows, this is where you are taking the source and the destination and you're saying, okay, I want my video, or if you're starting with an audio, I want my audio to go from this step to this step. This is what you're doing in the workflow. You're telling it what you want it to do. So for instance, I want my live streams to be turned into vertical snippets. So vertical clips of under 50 seconds. So under a minute, under 60 seconds. And I want them to be used for the purposes of me sharing them on Instagram TV. I also may want my YouTube videos to be sent to Google Drive in a square format, or maybe I want my YouTube videos to be in a vertical format. But whatever you choose, you get to name the workflow according to what you're telling it to do. So here's what happens when you go in here and you view content, depending on the settings. And again, I'm not going to go through all the settings, but I just want to show you the outcome. What happens is if you've told Repurpose, or if you've told, this is what you're doing. You're going into your YouTube video or your Facebook Live, whatever your source is going to be. And what you're going to do is you're going to timestamp it. So you're going to tell it, hey, I want you to cut, at this point, I want you to start a clip right here at minute 3 and 49 seconds, right? You can do that, or you can literally just go inside of the app, and I'm going to show you this. You can go inside here and you can tell it where you want to clip. I'm going to go back because I have some clips already created in another workflow that I want to show you. I think it might be here. So here we go. Let's try this one. Yeah. So I have created, this is what I mean when I said timestamps. I've created several timestamps. And when I did this in YouTube, it automatically pulled over into Repurpose. Or I could manually come in here into Repurpose and just say, hey, I want my video to start or my clips to start at these moments, at these times. So 5 minutes and 56 seconds, right? So what that looks like is when you get ready to publish, and let me show you what I mean when I say snippets, right? What's going to happen, and this is me acting like I'm creating a snippet. This is a full-blown video. Like this is a 51-minute video, but I want it to start at, I'm just going to pretend and say 3 minutes. Let me edit right there. I want it to start at 3 minutes and 20 seconds. And then I want it to end at 45 seconds, or actually, I'm going to say I want it to end at 55 seconds, right under a minute, because that's how long I want my snippet to be. And then I can play that clip and just make sure it makes sense. Like, is this a clip that I want people to hear? So once I've done that, now I can create the snip. I can create another one. I can have multiples. That's what you're seeing when you see all of these. When you see all of these. And then when you publish, what you'll find is that it now has taken that full 51-minute video I did and it's created a clip that is now stored wherever I told it to store. And I've told mine to store in Google Drive. So let me show you what this looks like and why I have so many of these, because of the tool that I'm showing you right now and the next tool that I'm showing you. But what will happen is it creates these really cool short videos. The one that was probably created from Repurpose, here's one right here, right? And so you can see now that it has my beautiful template that I created inside of Repurpose. And it's only, this one happens to be 2 minutes. The one that I would have created if I had done it for you was only 55 seconds. But this is the power and the beauty of this is that you can create a bunch of different clips, whether they're square or vertical, and you can use them as social media posts. You can use them as Instagram stories or Facebook stories or wherever the heck you want to use them, right? To drive people back to your other content. So there's a lot you can do with this. Okay, so not to overwhelm you, what I'm going to do now is kind of wrap this one up and we're going to move into the next one and get ready to wrap. The thing that I don't necessarily always like, and I'm saying this because I'm being honest, is that I love the capabilities that Repurpose has. I love that I don't even have to necessarily, because there's an option I didn't show you, but I don't even have to necessarily go in here and manually do this. I can set this to be on autopilot and say, hey, I want you to just pull every single YouTube video I do or every single Facebook Live video I do and break it up into 30-second snips. And I want you to go ahead and schedule that to go out on Twitter, one every day for the week, for next week. I can do that in Repurpose. It does take time to set up, but once you set it up, you're good to go. The one thing that I'm not really always a fan of is that I don't know if you noticed where it had an error message on one of mine, but sometimes I've seen errors and I cannot figure out why the error message is there. I know particularly on the one that you just saw because support helped me with this. I had added an outro video and didn't pay attention to the length of the outro video. So Twitter only allows you to upload a certain, I think it's 20 seconds, not 20 seconds, maybe a 2-minute video. And my video ran too long. It ran over by like 10 seconds. But you got to pay attention to things like that. So what's the total amount of time? And Repurpose will tell you, hey, if you're posting this in a certain space, there's a maximum limit for that. It will give you that. It will tell you there's an error, but sometimes you have to work back through things and figure out what the problem is. And there's been other times where I thought things were publishing and it took forever and didn't publish. But those times are few and far between, and they have done some major updates. So I just wanted to be honest and tell you that. But for the investment that you will make, And I will find really quickly for you what the pricing is right now for the investment that you're going to make. And for all that it can do, it really can be a one-stop shop for you and for your team if you're repurposing content. So that's all I'm going to say about that, other than I'm going to find the pricing as it stands today. And I'm going to pop up my banner one more time so that you can see where to go and get it. So right now they have a $15 a month podcaster plan, and that's for audio creation. So not video, but if you're using audio and you want to convert your audio into videos, so the videograms, right? They don't really have an image, but you could have an image, but it's a static image, right? If you want to do content marketer plan, that's what I do. Content marketer plan is ideally for video creators and live streamers. And then the agency plan is when you do have an agency. If you're trying to manage the distribution of clients and all of their different platforms, audio and video content, which is something I thought about doing so I could do this for my clients that are in my different classes. Still kind of debating on that. We'll see. We'll see what we do with that. If you are interested and you need somebody like a me to do this for you, shoot me a DM. If I see that there's enough interest, then I'll jump on that and I'll help. Okay. So that's it for repurpose. Let's go to the next one. I need to move pretty quickly because I know we're coming up on an hour here soon. So that was repurpose. Our next one I'm going to go through, and this one I'm going to give you real high level because it's got a lot of stuff. Like I literally could do just a whole video on each of these tools, probably like just one video per tool. But I wanted to give you more than that because we've got 3 shows in this series to do. So Content Fries is the next one. And let me show you what Content Fries looks like. So here we go. So Content Fries, I was not a big fan of the name. When I first heard it, I was like, that's kind of goofy. If you think that's goofy, I want you to put a laughy face emoji into the comments. But as goofy as it might be, it really does have, and I do, I know, right? Bring the next one on, Dr. Denise said. Awesome. I'm doing it. I'm getting it for you. Content Fries is a really good tool in that it's not going to do all the things that you saw Repurpose do, but it will give you it'll give you a lot of versatility as it relates to the templates that you were seeing me create, right? Lots of versatility. So let's see what they have on their homepage. It says, speed up your content creation, repurpose strategically, and create contextual content for weeks or months ahead. There is a difference with this one that I didn't mention in repurpose, and that is with repurpose, you're typically going to be pulling from a source. I would pull from a live source like my YouTube or Facebook videos. This one you can pull from any type of video, just like Pictostory. So you can import your videos from anywhere. So from your browser, or not your browser, but from your Dropbox or your Google Drive or from your computer, whatever it is you want. You can pull any type of video in here, whether it's longer form or you've already shortened it, and you can really leverage their template space. I'm going to show you what mine looks like so you can see what I mean. Like it's clean. Okay. So look at all the different options you have right here. You can add captions to your video. It can automatically transcribe for you the video. You can create templates. You can add progress bars. There's a bunch of stuff in here that, again, is similar in nature to the other 2 I showed you, but it is different because it has more. And I will show you the dashboard so you can see what I'm talking about. There is a free trial available, so you can test it out and see if this might be worth it for you. Again, you don't need all 3 of these, but you will need some of these. I see my emoji, the goofy face. I know, Shamika, right? Camille said it would be an automatic yes for me because I love fries. Girl, so yes, I love fries too, especially when they're hot and fresh. But Content Fries it's really turning out to be a handy tool. This is really my go-to, to be honest with you. If I had to pick any one of the 3, this one has now become kind of my go-to. Let me show you why. And I'm going to try to pull that up real quick. Let's see if I already have it. saved in here. Actually, I'm gonna leave that up because I want to. Yes. Okay, so here's my dashboard, right? So my dashboard, let me move me out of the way so you can kind of see that. And I'll move our banner really quickly here. Let's move that lower. So here's the thing about content fries. You can start a wizard, meaning you click this button right here and you can tell it, first of all, let me laugh for a minute about these names. Potatoes, fries, menu items, and fry boxes. Isn't that just corny? But it works, okay? Again, corny, but it works. So potatoes are, it's really called potatoes. Potatoes are the longer videos. So if you have pulled in a source video, so I've pulled in, for instance, these videos. This is my episode 26 tips for, doing video for your best desktop. I've named most of my videos with an episode so that I know which one, when I'm trying to search through and figure out which one I want to repurpose, it's easy to see. But when you pull in your source video and then you turn it into fries, the fries are the video clips. These are the clips, right? Now, here's what's cool. The menu items are these. You can create different types of videos. So you can tell it when you pull in the long video, you can say, hey, I want you to create an Instagram video for me, which has a maximum length of 60 seconds. I want you to create a TikTok short, and I want you to also create a social media square. This is not active yet, but it's coming really soon. He just sent something about this last week. So this is coming. But there are all kinds of options. You can create your own context. So when IG went from IGTV to IG video or Instagram video, I created my own context here. But you create all of these different forms and versions so that when you're ready to tell it, hey, this is what I want you to do to my long video, it will do that. Okay. So again, I'm giving you real high level. I actually have a tutorial that I've created on how to use content fries because I created it for my team members so they know how to use it for me to create stuff. But I'm going to give you high level. I want to show you the back end of what this looks like. So when I'm ready to take my long form video, and I'm just going to pull up this one. I don't know what it looks like, so we'll see. But it transcodes or it changes the video into a transcribed captioned video. So my words are in here. Like I can either upload them or they already have them for me. They've auto generated for me. And actually, I think they have, but I'm not going to mess with that one right now because I don't know which one I pulled up. But here's the thing. So when I am going in here, I can tell it, hey, I want you to start at this space where I see there's a gap. I want you to start right here. And I want you to set a start time right there at 15 minutes and 45 seconds. And then I want you to end at 30 seconds beyond that. So let's move this to about, I don't know, we can drag it to about 16. We'll just do almost a minute. Okay, we can do that. Do that for purposes of this video. And now you'll see it's in green because it's saying, hey, you chose Instagram video and you chose a long IG video. Both of these are in green because you didn't go over the maximum amount of time. So yes, you can use this clip. So now I can actually choose a fry box, which is the template. I know these names. And I'm just showing you some of the templates that I have created right here, right? I've created a ton of templates because I'm just geeky like that. But they also give you some built-in templates that they've created for you that you can use. I just like all my stuff to be branded. So that's me, right? So I'm just going to choose this template right here. And when I actually generate the context for this template, what will happen is, so notice it's right there. I've told it to create a couple of different types of video for me. It's going to create clips. Now, for purposes of tonight, I'm not going to sit here and let it publish because it does take some time to publish those clips. But I could literally create multiple pieces. So I can say, hey, create piece number 1. Now I want you to create a second piece. Here's number 2. You can rename these so that you know what they're about, what each of these snippets is about. And then when you save, you can download each of those smaller clips. So let me show you what those look like so you can get a feel for what this looks like. So once it's created as a fry, I know, fries. Once it's created over here, you now have your clips created. And let me see what I've made right here. This is a totally different video, but I just want you to kind of see what it looks like. So it pulls it over into this space where you can actually change the font, you can change the titles, you can say, hey, I want to change the whole template and make it something else. I want to use this template right here. It's going to say, sure. Are you sure? Is that what you want to do? Yeah, that's what I want to do. So now it's changed it to this template that I created, right? And now, so the difference, let me show you what the difference here is. The difference is how much versatility I have here. There's all these things I can do with this, and that I can literally create a beautiful designed template for Pinterest, template for YouTube, template for whatever I want that's super branded. If you're a design type of person, if you're a creative like I am, you're going to want that. And you don't necessarily get that in Pictostory and in Repurpose, because Repurpose still is in beta mode for their templates. So to me, if I were to give you kind of high level what the biggest difference in all three of these is, and let me first go to the Content Fries pricing page so you can see that, so we can wrap. On the Content Fries side of things, you just have a lot more versatility. Here, let me give you my brand, my app link. You have a lot more versatility. There's a lot of design work you can do, and you can create snippets at any size, timing, frequency that you want. You can even speed them up or slow them down. You can just use audio if you choose to. You can do just a lot with this. What you cannot do with Content Fries that you can do with Repurpose, you cannot in Content Fries automate the process of it scheduling into your social media spaces. So let's talk about price, and then I'm going to run down for you exactly what I mean when I say that you want to look at the differences between the three. I'm going to give you the differences between the three, and then the final tool I will show you is a really super quick one, but it still is part of the transform category. So we're talking about video apps that can transform your business tonight. So this fourth one that I'm going to share with you in a second is really quick. These three that I just showed you are not quick because they have there's so many possibilities with them. I hope you can see that. Okay, so pricing right now as we speak. Let me pull it up bigger so you can see that. $39.50 for the platinum. That's 1,500 minutes of auto captioning. And then there's some other things where you can have unlimited video exports per month. Superb also has unlimited video exports. So the difference is the 720 minutes of auto captions. Now, look, if you already have a caption tool, so you have something that already transcribes your videos anyway, you're not going to care about their limits because you can just transcribe it and then upload your captions into this app, right? MasterChef is $13.50 a year or a month, and it's billed yearly. So you have monthly versus yearly options, by the way. So be sure to click on that. But take a look at the site. I've got it up here for you, and you can kind of go through and see which one might work for you. I want to do a really quick breakdown of the three real fast, and then we will go into our final tool. And let me check and see. Ah, yeah. Jeanette, thank you. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. She said it's like we video on steroids with a professional flair. Yes, Dr. Deneen, it's all about professional flair, right? So all of us, I know many of you who are in my community love branded stuff. So that's why I want to break down really quickly for you the three that we looked at. Pictostory is great if you just want simple, you want fast, because it is faster now. You want fast production, and you just want it to give you, by goodness sakes, just give me something really quick that I can use in square format, vertical, or give me a 4x5. Just give me that, and I'm good to go. It will give you the captions. It will give you options as far as the colors. You saw that there's different fonts, so you can fix up your video clip and make it beautiful and it's just like that. But it's really just that simple. There's nothing else to it. Repurpose, on the other hand, is really intended for you to take either audio or video media and transform it for real, into multiple pieces of content and into different destinations. And it has the most as it relates to options for workflows and all that other stuff, right? So it's doing the most compared to all three. The third and final one, content fries, if you really want to just create, and it's going to take a little bit longer time and it's not really automatic, so there's not autopilot stuff happening there. But if your focus is really on creating highly branded content, and that's me, I fall into that category. If your focus is on that, creating highly branded content from your videos, when you repurpose, then that may be an option for you because you saw a lot more versatility with how you can create and design the templates. So if I actually do, which I'm thinking about for 2022, if I actually do create an agency branch where I am creating and repurposing content for you as my client, I will probably be doing so inside of Content Fries. I'm still thinking through that, but again, DM me if you're like, yeah, I would do that. So Content Fries has more versatility. Okay. But repurpose is probably going to be the best bet for many of you who don't necessarily care about all that design, but you want the streamline of the time. Like you want the autopilot. You want it to automatically send stuff to your tweets for you so you could leave that alone and not have to mess with it. You want it to send LinkedIn posts for you. So that could be a real option for you. And Hanny is really good about sharing video content and training and tutorials to help you to use his products. So I'm going to leave it at that. That's my comparison of all the three. I think all three are great. I think it's worthwhile for you to look into any of those and do a trial and see what works for you. Here's my last one. This is my last transformation one. This one is one I found on AppSumo. So I'm going to pop up my little AppSumo deal link. You're going to have to search for Killer Player. But here's what I'm going to do. I will show you what it looks like and what it does, because I think that some of you have been using YouTube to host your videos, but when you embed your YouTube video inside your course or your membership platform, it leads people to down this rabbit hole, because at the end, you know how it has this playlist and it sends people off somewhere else. So they go off your site, right? And then it's got, hey, watch this on YouTube. So it sends them off your site. And you can't really brand or create beautiful video spaces using your YouTube embed code. You just can't. It is what it is. So you copy and you paste the embed code from YouTube and you get what you get. What this does is it transforms that YouTube video. And let me show you what I mean when I say that. I'm going to pull this up. So this is called Killer Player. Not my favorite name, once again, but it is what it is. The best custom YouTube video player. So what it does is exactly what it says it does. It removes the YouTube logos, titles, ads, recommended videos, and you have different player themes that you can use. So a regular video might have this little profile there with the title from YouTube, and it probably has the YouTube red arrow there. But once you get done using Killer Player, then you have this video that is beautiful. It can be branded with your pink or with your, whatever color you use, right? So there's not a whole heck of a lot of information on their page other than they keep repeating themselves and saying, hey, this is what we do. We theme it. But I want to show you some of the themes that they actually have. What they're doing is they're kind of copying off of Wistia, Vimeo, and a couple of other styles, but it literally is just removing the branding, the YouTube branding from your YouTube embed. Here's what I mean. So looking at the pricing as it stands right now on their site, this one-time payment that they have is available for on their site. But if you go to AppSumo, I'm going to whisper this. If you go to AppSumo right now, the plan that they're showing on their site for $3.99, I think is actually just $99. So that's why I'm telling you, go to AppSumo, use this link, And when you see the search bar at the top, type in Killer Player. I think it's $99 and it's still there right now. Okay, let me show you how it works. Okay, let's pull that back up. When you get in, and I think I have Killer Player pulled up on something, one of my windows. I've got so many windows right now. There we go. I'm going to pull this over. Okay, so it's real simple. What you're going to do is you literally, this is all you see when you log into Killer Player. Okay. And I want to show you exactly what it does. If I can pull myself back over here. Sorry about that. So you're going to go into your YouTube, and I literally am going to pull up just one of my YouTube videos. So here's what I'll do. I'll do it here so you can see me do this, right? YouTube.com, Tanya Smith. This is my channel. When you go to my channel, there's a lot of different videos, and all of them have their own share link, right? So the share link, if I were to click on any one of these, and let me pause it, stop. When I click on the share link right here, this is the link that I want. I'm going to copy this, and now I'm going to take this over to Killer Player. So when I take it to Killer Player and I pop that in, now normally, let me go back and help you understand what's happening here. Normally, if I were to embed this code right here into a course or membership platform, it's going to show the video, but it's going to have all this extra stuff. It's going to have all this that YouTube requires, and it's going to send people to the playlist at the end that's probably not even related to my videos, right? But if I do this and I click next, it's going to take a couple of seconds. But once they have processed my link, now I get to change aspects of this video. So I can change it and say, hey, I want you to give me a style that looks similar to Vidler, or I want you to give me a style that's similar to Vimeo. Let's do that one. And so I want that style, and I want my control bar to be my raspberry color because that's what I want. Maybe I want something different since it needs to stand out a little bit. Let's make it green for some reason. Okay, so I can change that. I can change the progress bar, and I can say I want that to also be green, or I want that to be yellow or orange or something that stands out in the progress bar. So as it's playing, that changes, right? Look, the button right there changed. I can change the video size. I can even say, you know what? I don't like Vimeo style. Let me try this Terra style and see what that looks like. Oh, here's one. So now I can change what this looks like too, and I can make this be a different color. I can change it to blue. I can change it to whatever I want it to be. The key is what happens when I do this, and let me change this too, just because I'm kind of like that. So now everything's purple, right? All the purple assets. When I click here after I've created what I want to create and I embed it, all it's going to do is it's going to pull over this exact embed. I do not think that it's going to be quick enough. We'll try it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to test this in my own blog, which I have a test post ready to go. So let's just show what this looks like. So here's the difference. So I'm going to say, let's embed this. We're going to do custom HTML. I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to preview what this looks like. So watch what happens. This is what now people will see on my blog post. They're going to see a nice, beautiful video that I've embedded from YouTube that has my purple and all my stuff. And it looks like it came from like a Vimeo or a Wistia or something like that. And when I get to the end, guess what? There's not going to be any funky playlists and extra stuff. So that's what this does. Killer Player just removes all the extra bloat that YouTube gives you with the embed. And I really love it. It's simple to use. It will help you to transform, since that's the theme of tonight. It will help you to transform the way your videos look. And if you're just using YouTube to host your stuff, there's still some security issues you might want to think about with a course or membership platform, but it gives you options. It gives you another option. So yes, got it. Killer player. Yes, yes, yes. Let's see. Camille said, don't forget to share that thing. Oh, yes. I need to remind you of my date change. I'll do that in a minute. Vimeo. Yeah, Vimeo does the same. But Michelle, the difference is when you do Vimeo or you're using Vimeo Pro, which Vimeo is going to not give you all that extra bloat, but Vimeo is highly expensive. Vimeo is not one time and you're done. It's every year. I know because I've been paying them every year. And finally, I was like, I'm done. I don't need to pay you every year because I'm using other hosting tools that are much less expensive. So if you are using YouTube, if you're using YouTube and you're trying to use your embed code to move those videos into other spaces and you want it to be pretty, right? You want it to be beautified, and you want it to not have all that extra YouTube bloat, all the words and the other things. This is a really good option. It's a one-time fee. So I highly recommend taking a look at that. And yes, it is YouTube only, Michelle. It's only meant for YouTube. Yes, Vimeo, that's one of the reasons why you can debrand it, as you say. One of the reasons you can remove all their extra stuff is because you're paying so much. And this is something I want you to definitely keep in mind. And you are so right, Danette. Vimeo is expensive. If you are using Vimeo and you're using their basic plan, but you are a business, I can tell you this from personal experience because I didn't know a few years back. But what will end up happening is if they find out you're using it for commercial use, you're using Vimeo and you're hosting and storing videos in their space on the low price plan, but they're related to your business, they will shut you down. They'll shut down your account. And then they'll send you a nice little note and say, you were using our hosting plan for basic when you should have been using business. So until you pay us for the commercial license or the business version of Vimeo, you don't get access to your dashboard. That's what they will do. So you have to upgrade to the more pricey plan, which is a couple $100 a year versus you paying $99 one time for this little app that I just showed you. So I'm just saying, you got to look at it. Yes, Danette. See, we seeing each other eye to eye on some things. Yes, ma'am. Dr. Denise said, I'm feeling content fries because I'm not a YouTuber. I only wish that it would send out to my social media. I know, because we like the pretty stuff, and the pretty stuff seems to be all in content fries. But I can tell you this, I think that Repurpose, they're going to continue to work on enhancing that template area. So ultimately, I think you'll have more capabilities for the templates to be created, and that still may be a worthwhile investment. Um, Either one of those, you can't go wrong. You just can't. And I have them both. I pay for my subscription to Repurpose because I believe in Hanny and I believe in the product. And I think that there's a lot of potential for all of the ones that I've talked to you about tonight. So I'm going to quickly go through my little brand banner so that you know which ones we covered. We covered Pictostory first. That's the simple and easy one. We then talked about Repurpose Io, and that's the one that has everything but the kitchen sink, including the automation. We also talked about content fries, where you are able to create a series of really beautiful and well highly branded video clips in all types of formats, shapes, and sizes and timings. And then we also talked about going to AppSumo, not just directly to the Killer Player page because you get a better deal, but finding Killer Player. So those are the four. That's it. I hope that you have enjoyed our time together. We are doing this is one of a series of 3 different videos I'm going to do where I talk about videos that can be useful for your service business. Now, the next couple of videos that we do will not run as long as this one did tonight. This one was my hot topic because I definitely wanted to make sure to do a comprehensive video and explore these different apps and tools because I knew this is on the tail end of my Stream Bosses Academy ladies who are working on some things to repurpose and to set their content calendar for the first quarter of 2022. So I wanted to make sure to give them that information. Thank you, Dr. Deneen. I appreciate it. Marceline, I'm so glad you're here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I know, Jeanette, you have to think about it. Yes, ma'am. Look, there are so many different options, and that's one of the reasons why I came tonight is because I want to help you to be informed. And so now you're a little bit more informed than you were about an hour and 15 minutes ago. So hopefully this will help you to make some decisions and some choices. The one thing I wanted to mention, and thank you, Camille, for helping me to remember this, is that because of some personal commitments with my family, particularly my daughter, I am having to move my live stream night from Thursdays so I can support her. I think I might have to move them from Thursdays. I'm still working out some things. Next week, we're going to be on Tuesday for sure, because I have a training and speaking commitment on Thursday of next week. But stay tuned. And if you're on my email list over at getnoticedwithvideo.com, and one of the easiest ways to get on that list is to sign up for the free quiz, take the quiz, get the free report, get on my email list. If you're on my email list or if you're in my community at Stream Like a Boss on Facebook, either way, you're going to hear from me about the schedule moving forward. I think it may be Tuesday. However, I got to kind of think about that, given some changes. The pricing on content fries, Dr. Deneen, the one I'm using is not platinum. The one I have, I think it may be 1 or 2 levels down from that, and it's been sufficient for me. I think because I don't see myself needing 1,500 minutes worth of captions. So I didn't need that high level, but they did recently just have a really nice sale. I just missed the sale or missed sharing that with all of you before it was gone. So if they have another one, I'll make sure to share in the community so that everybody knows. All right. It's been good spending time with you as always. I have so much fun doing this. I love to teach, I love to train, I love doing coaching in this space. If I can help you in some way, I highly recommend that you get in touch. Just DM me or right here in the comments and say, hey, I need to get a hold of you so I can give you my email address, or just message me through Instagram or wherever it is that you're hanging out. If you go to streamlikeaboss.tv, that is the best way to see all the things that are going on. And you can get connected in any one of those spaces that we play. I look forward to staying connected with you. Definitely consider coming on over to our Facebook group, Stream Like a Boss, and being a part of that. That's our free space. We can get connected and see if we're a good fit for each other before you jump into the academy or into our coaching program. Okay? But I'd love to meet you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. I hope you enjoy your weekend. I hope you stay blessed, and I will see you in the next stream. Good night.